Hey everybody, got another spicy StarCraft 2 replay for ya. Today's matchup is going to be a Protoss Zerg versus Zerg, and it's going to be on Turbo Cruise 84. Let's go ahead and introduce our first player in the bottom left corner of the map in the 7 o'clock position. It is the red Protoss, going by the Zerg Pro name, IdrA. And spawning in the top right corner of the map in the 1 o'clock position, we have the purple Zerg player. He goes by Darkstar. And guys, before I can say anything about the map, gotta go ahead and point out, if you've watched any of these replays before of IdrA, he loves himself some Protoss cheeses. The forge is down, the pylon block is down, and it looks like we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned cheese coming from the red Protoss. Looks like the Darkstar is going to go ahead and be aggressive with this drone. He wants to know exactly what's going on at his opponent's side of the map. Going to do a scout. And should be able to slip in right here. There's a tiny little hole right there if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, maybe I am mistaken. I think he can get in there if he squeezes to the left. Looks like he's going to pressure the drone. Well, I say that, looks like the first cannon's going to go down as 3 drones are pulled off the line. Going to try to get the pylon down to depile any cannons. The drone does sneak in. Saving the probe is IdrA. And it looks like we've got some hot and heavy action going on multiple sides of the map. We've got the pylon going down. We do have 2 more pylons going up for this cannon. Looks like he's going to focus the cannon. And it looks like the drone will get that probe kill over there. Looks like these guys' APM might be a little too hot and heavy right now. Well, maybe not that heavy. Heavy enough for a cannon rush, I say. The pool is just now going down for Darkstar, which makes me incredibly worried. It's 2 minutes into the game. Yes, he does have an expansion, but these cannons are right here in his face, separating any kind of reinforcements that can help fight together. And it looks like we're going to see a gas block from Darkstar, pulling so many drones. That is not the smartest moves. As you can see, the mineral income level just drastically dropping here for IdrA. While it may have cost him the drone and 25 minerals, it cost him way more than that in mining time. Double gas going to be taken right here for the red Protoss as he's thinking about teching up here in the near future. And as I say that, the pool is going to finish. And I want to see what he gets from the pool. Does he go straight to Roach and get some Ravagers? It looks like that is going to be the case. Yes, Roaches, Ravagers, that's one way to deal with this kind of shenanigans. The Ravagers can sit back, they can buy all these pylons down in a safe distance, not take any shots from these cannons, depower the cannons, and move out. Business as usual. Cybernetic score is going to be going down now for the red Protoss, as he does have a full Zealot wall now. And it's going to look pretty steady. Looks like we're going to transition to a somewhat standard game from here. I say that term very loosely, as there are still 3 cannons and 2 pylons sitting in the background of the natural of Darkstar. 8-lings are going to be his starting unit choice for his army. Speaking of army, guys, I want to go ahead and say that the only army that IdrA actually has is the Zealot. As we see, the army supply is 2 to 8. Warp Gate is going to start being researched, and an expansion is going to be taken now from IdrA, thinking about getting some 2 base economy as IdrA, or as Darkstar, excuse me, has started to get some drones going. He's also taking a ton of gas too, so he must be thinking about teching up very heavily as well. Taking a ton of gas. Where are the Roaches and the Ravagers? Speaking of banks, we are seeing Darkstar bank quite a decent amount of minerals, as 500 for this early in the game is quite a handful. Looks like he's going to blindly make 2 spores. There's no evidence of a Stargate, any kind of spotting of attack. These are straight blind. He's probably thinking, okay, I don't want to proxy Stargate, I don't want DTs, I don't want to deal with it, I've already had to deal with this cannon rush as is. Speaking of tech choices, the proxied Twilight console is going to go down for IdrA. Is this, in my honest opinion, probably is going to be DTs. There it is, DTs. When you're proxy a Twilight, you want to hide the total tech. he will either do that or they put the Twilight in the main, somewhere here that's visible, and then they go ahead and put the DT Shrine proxied. This Overlord isn't taking advantage of its position to scout anything, as there are only 2 gates in the natural. And with that said, he's not taking advantage of these Ravagers. Like I said, he's not piling down these cannons trying to connect his bases. Just kind of sitting there. He is making 8 drones. With those 8 drones going down, guys, it is going to be, as you can see in the top left, maybe not in the top left, as you can see though, it is 29 to 34 workers. Biles are going down as the first cannon is picked off. DT Shrine about halfway done, maybe 3/4 of the way done. And this is what I was talking about. These Ravagers can just sit here from a safe distance and bile away these cannons from a safe distance, and it's basically free kills. There's nothing Protoss can do about this. Unless, however, he wants to take this Dark Shrine, take these warp gates, and warp DTs in right here. That, however, will stop the Ravagers. 4th Ravager on the prow, shooting down the pylon, not the cannon, so if he is going to get some DTs coming, as we see DT blink on the way, it looks like he's going to choose to warp them from a safe distance, not here very aggressively, so it looks like this is just going to be sacrificed altogether. I wouldn't have mind seeing some DTs warping back here, sneak in, get the Ravagers. He's very much so out of position from both his detectors, which, guys, if you don't play a fan of StarCraft, detectors are what see invisible units. These DTs, or Dark Templar, are permanently cloaked, meaning that they can only be identified, targeted, attacked, any means necessary if something is a detector. +1 is going to go ahead and start for the Red Protoss, as well as 3 more DTs. Everything down here. I don't want to say these should be Archons. He's getting blinks, so these aren't going to be Archons. But he's quite so banking these. 3rd base in the 2nd base of Darkstar spawning point is going to be taken. As the game is still pretty close as far as supply, 62 to 63. Protoss actually having a decent worker lead, but Darkstar having the army. With that said, it looks like the DTs are finally going to move out, and with this DTs, they could just focus fire the spores, which would be a humongous problem, as there is no lair tech yet for these DTs to make an Overseer, which is the only other detection, and this is going to go down, guys. He can't see them. They go invisible. They go invisible. He's going to get this hatchery. He's going to get this whole base. He doesn't have high ground vision. He cannot blink. He cannot blink up there. If he had maybe an observer or warp prism or some kind of flying unit, he could. But blink is ready. He's ready to strike. And with all these drones that are juicy here, ready for the taking, where is he going to move next? Blinks over the units. Great choice. With that said, 5 Overseers are going to be made, so he's going to have plenty of detection. He's going to focus fire the spore, but here in a couple seconds, that will not matter, as these Overseers are also detectors. He chooses to focus fire the main base, which is the tier 2 lair of the Zerg. And it looks like he's going to get this, guys. He is totally going to get this, and he's going to bail. Blinking away from the army, as he is seen now by the Overseers, as long as they're within range. He gets out safe, only losing 2 DTs. And with that said, we've got 5 more in the way, guys. This is about to be a DT fest, as we're going to have a total of 9 DTs. Guys, with that said, army supplies are still rather close as far as workers and actual fighters. But I don't know how much longer it's going to be close with these DTs reinforcing. We're not seeing any army being produced for Darkstar. Very considerable banks being built up now. I think the macro is starting to slip from both sides just due to the sheer action, as we do see double saturation of 32 out of 16. A little bit extra is okay, but double might have a little too much there. We are going to see a recreation of the lair at the natural base, and a hatchery being retaken at the main, but there's just no army being made right now for Darkstar. Quite honestly, IdrA just threw down a bunch of gates, mass warping, pack this one in. But I also could say the same thing for Darkstar. He has hatcheries, he has queens, he could be injecting, he could be making roaches, he could be making an army. Okay, as we say that, we are going to see 3 roaches in production. Looks like we're going to see a spine and a spore, so we're going to see some static defense here for Darkstar, as the DTs are just kind of sharking around. Not sure what they're looking for, but it seems like they're just waiting for their fellow brothers to warp in. Oh my god, how many DTs is this going to put us at, guys? 19 DTs that are going to flip into... What is 19 divided by 2? 9 Archons. Double Nexus expansion, both being ninja'd. So it looks like IdrA's starting to take the hint that he's got a bank, he needs to spend it. He starts researching Charge 2 at his Proxy Twilight. We are also seeing Roach Speed being researched at Darkstar's Roachborn. Not a whole lot of Roaches. Only 10. That's not going to stand up to this many Archons. Guys, this is scary. Let's not forget either that these Archons do have upgrades. +1. Zealot's coming in, no charge yet though, but everyone knows that the Archon Zealot combination is a force to be reckoned with. Hydralisk Den is going to go down. What the hell is that thing, Hydralisk Den? Hydralisk Den is going to be going down for Darkstar. Some more DPS, some more powerful ranged units, not so chunky and tanky as the Roaches, will help deal some more damage to this Protoss army, but guys, I think that Darkstar is really slowly losing control of this game. Look at the army supplies. We're at 70 to 49. He's getting some more Roaches in now, but Roach supply is very misleading, guys. Roaches are 3 supply each, and for what they do for 3 supply, their true cost isn't in their minerals or gas, it's in their supply. They're very overpriced supply-wise. Could even see some Stalkers in the mix. A little bit of everything. This Protoss Death Ball really starting to form. And I really can't quite say the same for the Zerg Ball here. The creep spread is also rather poor. Both ninja bases have finished for, oh my gosh. Can't make this up, guys. 3 DTs, proxy warped in. He's going to pull the army out of position and be smart. He'll move in. Oh, looks like he doesn't take the bait. He's going to fight, and here comes the engagement, guys. Archon's doing tons of splash damage. Charge is done. Bile's down. Bile's doing incredible damage. But guys, I just don't think it's going to be enough. 66 to 40 army supply. More Bile's going down, landing decently, but the Zerg is pushed into a corner. It's getting splashed upon with the Archon's crazy bonus biological damage. And this is going to be all but over. Too many Archons, too many DTs, and too many Zerg tier, guys. It's just a matter of time until we see it, and there it is. GG. IdrA's going to take this game. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Check out the other replays. Have a good night. Take it easy.